If there's one thing in triathletes and runners that we could pick on out where you struggle with most, if you can solve, will have a really profound impact on your running performance and also your resistance to running injuries, it's simply the ability to stabilise and use your strength in your hip, your knee and your ankle when your foot strikes the floor every time that you're running. Question is though, how do you actually do this? How can you actually overcome that with a positive solution? So we like to use a drill that's a technical one that you might have seen before, but trust me, it's so common that people do this completely wrong. So we're not only going to show you the drill, we're going to show you 2 tips to make sure you avoid all those problems that other people will typically use. So with the A-walk, it's a slow control movement. By being slow and controlled, it exposes you to actually really see, can you keep stability and use your strength? People like to do these movements quick because it can hide the imperfections, but by slowing it down, it shows the weaknesses so we can't hide away from them. So as we're walking on through, it's a slow control movement. Now the first thing we want to do is make sure we're keeping the hips tall. If we keep the hips tall, it prevents what we call knee knocking, where the knee drops in and the hip drops in. So you've got to imagine almost like you're 7 foot tall. The second thing is, how often do you hear running coaches or people tell you high knees, high knees? The last thing you want to do on this drill or when you run is think of high knees. If you do a high knee, your knee will come up, your ankle will go in front of you and you're likely to arch your back. That'll cause your hips to drop in and you're going to go wobbly. Instead, imagine you're zipping your ankle up the straight leg. So it's almost like a piston going up and down, up and down. So everything's much more under your hip. This will allow you to stay taller, keep the hip more upright, and it will give you that stability through the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So 2 tips, recapping. First of all, you've got to go slow. From there then, the 2 major things we've got to do: stay tall, 7 foot tall. Secondly, zip up the other leg, so don't overlift the knees. And if you can do those things and do multiple steps of this over a number of sets, gradually we can move on to another drill, and this will just naturally transfer into your running, improve your speed and performance.